Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm bringing you a story that touched my heart deeply, a story about compassion, unexpected connections, and how one moment of kindness can change someone's entire life. So sit back, relax, and let me take you into the life of a powerful single dad CEO and a little boy whose trembling words changed everything. It all started on a chilly winter afternoon, the kind where the wind pushes against your coat and makes you walk a little faster just to stay warm. The city was busy, people rushing in every direction, but among them was Daniel, a well-known CEO, a man respected, feared, and admired in the business world. But despite his success, he carried a heavy weight. He was a single father raising his little daughter Emma on his own. Ever since his wife passed away 2 years ago, his life had become a constant juggling act: meetings, deadlines, school activities, and doing his best to be both father and mother to Emma. Today was supposed to be their day together, a rare treat for both of them. Emma had begged him to take her to her favorite diner, the small cozy one at the edge of town where they used to go as a family before life had changed. So Daniel agreed, wanting to give her a moment of normalcy, a moment of warmth after weeks of stressful work. As they stepped inside the diner, a bell rang softly over the door. The smell of fresh soup and warm bread drifted through the air. Emma ran ahead, choosing her favorite booth by the window. Daniel followed, smiling as he watched her bounce excitedly. He hadn't seen her this happy in a while. But as they sat down, something caught his attention. A boy, maybe around 10 years old, stood near the counter. His clothes were worn, his shoes too thin for winter, and his hands trembled as he tried to hold a tray. He looked nervous, like he wasn't sure if he belonged there. The waitress spoke gently to him, but the boy kept glancing toward the door as if expecting someone. Daniel didn't think much of it at first, but then the boy turned around and their eyes met. His eyes were tired, scared, but filled with a kind of determination that didn't match his small frame. Emma leaned closer, whispering, "Daddy, why does he look so sad?" Daniel didn't have an answer. Moments later, the door opened and a small gasp escaped the boy's mouth. His little sister, no more than 6, rushed inside, shivering, freezing, and coughing, the kind of cough that sounded heavy and painful. The boy immediately put his jacket around her, even though he clearly needed it more. The waitress walked over with a sympathetic look and said, "Sweetheart, I'm sorry, but you can't sit here unless you order something." The boy swallowed hard. He opened his palm, revealing a few coins, barely enough to buy a slice of bread. He whispered, "Please, my mom is sick at home. She hasn't eaten in 2 days. She told me to get something for my sister. Please don't take our food away. Please let us stay." Daniel heard every word, so did Emma. He watched the little boy stand protectively in front of his sister, who was coughing into her hands, her face pale, her eyes half closed. The waitress sighed, looking torn, but she gently took the tray from the boy and said, "I really wish I could help, but I could get in trouble." The boy's small shoulders shook. He looked around, desperate, and then his eyes met Daniel's again. This time he whispered something that hit Daniel straight in the heart. "Please don't take our food. My mom is sick. I just want to bring her something. Please just let us stay for a bit." Daniel felt something inside him shift, memories he hadn't visited in years, his own childhood when his mother struggled to raise him, his father leaving them behind, the fear of not knowing where the next meal would come from, the nights he watched his mother cry because she couldn't feed him. He saw all of it reflected in that boy's trembling voice. Without thinking, Daniel stood up. Emma followed, clutching his sleeve. As they approached the boy, the waitress looked nervous, saying, "Sir, I'm sorry, but they don't have enough to pay." Daniel raised his hand gently, saying, "It's fine, I'll take care of it." The boy froze, staring at him like he couldn't believe what he just heard. Daniel knelt down so he could look the boy eye to eye. "What's your name, son?" The boy hesitated before whispering, "Liam. And your sister?" "Maya, sir." Daniel smiled softly. "Well, Liam and Maya, how about we sit together and get you both something warm to eat?" Their eyes widened in disbelief. Maya tugged at Liam's sleeve, whispering, "Is he an angel?" Liam shook his head. "I don't know, but he's helping us." Daniel felt a lump in his throat as he led them to his booth. Emma slid over excitedly, making room for them, and whispered, "Hi, I'm Emma." Maya shyly waved and gave a tiny smile despite her exhaustion. Daniel called the waitress over and said, "Bring them whatever they want and bring extra for their mom too." The waitress nodded, wiping her eyes as she quickly went to place the order. When the food arrived, the kids ate like they hadn't eaten in days. Liam kept saying, "Thank you, sir, thank you so much." Between every few bites, Maya's coughing slowly eased as the warm soup helped her breathe better. Emma gently offered her some of her bread, smiling as if she'd just made a new friend. Daniel noticed how protective Liam was. He didn't touch his own plate until Maya had eaten enough. He kept glancing toward the door as if afraid someone might take the food away again. Daniel spoke gently, "Liam, how long has your mom been sick?" Liam looked down, his voice shaking. "She got sick last month. She works at a laundromat, but she couldn't go anymore. She tries to take care of us, but she's getting worse. We used to have savings, but then rent and medicine and His voice cracked. Maya leaned against him, closing her eyes. Daniel's chest tightened. These were children trying to survive on their own. Emma grabbed her dad's arm, whispering, "Daddy, can we help them please?" Daniel gave her a soft, reassuring smile and said, "That's what we're doing, sweetheart." But even after the kids finished eating, Daniel knew this wasn't enough. Food for one night wouldn't fix what they were going through. So he asked Liam, "Where do you live? Maybe I can drop you home." Liam looked hesitant, scared. "Even we don't want to be a bother, sir." Daniel shook his head. "You're not a bother. I'm offering because I want to help and because it's cold and dark and you shouldn't be walking around with your sister alone." After a moment, Liam slowly nodded. Daniel picked up Maya, who was too tired to walk, and followed Liam out to his car. During the drive, Emma kept Maya talking, keeping her awake, asking her about her favorite cartoons and telling her silly jokes to make her smile. Liam stared out the window nervously, his hands tightly gripping the food container. Daniel asked Liam, "How long have you been taking care of things at home?" Liam hesitated before whispering, "Ever since Mom started coughing bad. I do the cooking well. Sometimes Maya helps, but mostly it's me." "And how old are you?" "Liam, 10, sir." Daniel felt his chest twist. A 10-year-old trying to be the man of the house, trying to take care of his mother and sister. He didn't know whether to feel heartbroken or angry at the world. When they reached the neighborhood, Daniel immediately noticed how run down everything looked. Liam led them to a small basement apartment, the kind where cold drafts slipped through every window. When they stepped inside, Daniel's heart nearly stopped. The room was freezing, barely furnished, and the electricity seemed weak. Blankets were piled on a thin mattress where their mother lay, trembling, pale, and struggling to breathe. Liam rushed to her side, saying, "Mom, Mom, we brought food." A woman, weak but gentle, opened her eyes, tears filling them when she saw her children. Then she noticed Daniel and Emma. She tried to sit up, but her body collapsed back. Daniel stepped forward softly, saying, "Please don't move. I'm just here to help." The mother whispered, "I'm so sorry, sir. We didn't mean to trouble anyone." Liam tried to explain, but Daniel shook his head, saying, "You didn't trouble anyone, not at all." Emma walked over to Maya, covering her with an extra blanket. Then she whispered to Daniel, "Daddy, she's burning up." Daniel touched Maya's forehead. She had a fever and their mother's breathing was getting worse. He knew exactly what needed to be done. He pulled out his phone, calling his private doctor, and told him to come immediately. Then he turned to the mother, whose eyes filled with fear. "Sir, we can't afford a doctor." Daniel gently replied, "I didn't ask you to pay. I'm doing this because it's the right thing to do." His voice cracked slightly because he remembered all the times he wished someone had stepped in to help his own mother. After a few minutes, the doctor arrived, carrying equipment, checking the mother and Maya. The doctor looked at Daniel and said, "They're both severely ill. The mother has pneumonia and the little girl is developing one. They need proper medicine, warmth, and rest. If you hadn't called, they might not have made it through the week." Liam's face instantly drained of color. Maya clung to Emma. The doctor began treatment right there, giving them antibiotics and medicine. The mother cried, thanking Daniel over and over again. When the doctor left, Emma whispered, "Daddy, are they going to be okay?" Daniel placed a reassuring arm around her. "Yes, sweetheart, they will be now." But as he looked around the cold apartment, he knew medicine alone wouldn't fix this family's situation. The next morning, Daniel returned early, bringing groceries, blankets, warm clothes, and a heater. When the kids saw him, they ran to hug him. Liam especially held on to him like he finally had someone strong enough to lean on. Days passed and Daniel visited every morning and night, helping them get back on their feet. Maya slowly recovered, her cough fading day by day. The mother's strength returned too, and she could finally sit up and talk. Daniel learned her name was Elena, a hardworking single mother who had lost her husband in an accident a year ago. She tried everything to keep her home running, but illness drained her savings and energy. Daniel felt admiration for her. She reminded him of his own mother, strong, sacrificing everything for her children. One evening, while Daniel helped Liam with his homework, Elena said softly, "Sir, I don't know how to thank you. I don't understand why you're helping us." Daniel paused, then said, "Because someone once helped me when I was in your son's place, and because no child should ever beg to keep their food." Elena covered her face, crying as Liam hugged her. Maya hugged Emma, and Emma looked up at Daniel with proud eyes, like she understood who her father truly was. Over the following weeks, Daniel continued supporting them, but he noticed something else. Liam was brilliant, smart beyond his years. Despite missing school to care for his family, Daniel realized this boy had potential the world would lose if no one stepped in. So he made a decision. One afternoon, he told Liam, "I've arranged for you to attend a good school near the company, and I've hired someone to help your mom at home so you don't have to worry." Liam stared at him, shocked. "Sir, why would you do all that?" Daniel smiled, "Because you deserve a chance to be a kid, to learn, to grow, not carry the world on your shoulders." Liam had tears streaming down his face as he whispered, "Thank you, sir, thank you for everything." Months passed, winter turned to spring, and brighter days filled the little family's life. Elena recovered fully, Maya grew stronger and lively, and Liam blossomed in school, earning top grades and winning awards. Daniel and Emma became part of their family, Sharing dinners, birthdays and laughter, and one sunny afternoon while they all sat together at the park, Maya hugged Daniel's arm and said, "You saved us." Daniel kissed her forehead and whispered, "No, sweetheart, you saved me. You reminded me of what really matters in life." Emma smiled, resting her head on his shoulder, and Liam said softly, "Sir, you're like the dad I always wished I had." Daniel felt tears sting his eyes. He looked at the three of them, at their smiles, at their hope, and he realized this wasn't just a good deed. He had gained another family, and they had gained the safety, love and support they desperately needed. And all of it started because a hungry, trembling little boy whispered, "Please don't take our food, my mom is sick." And instead of walking away, someone finally listened. And that's the story for today, everyone. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and always remember, one small act of kindness can change someone's entire world. See you in the next video.